Children, let us start with contact forces. So, first one is frictional force. So, when you slide anything, any object on a rough surface, it exerts a force in a direction opposite to the direction of motion of the body, right? This type of force is called frictional force. So see, there is a book placed on the table. If you are applying a force to push the book in this direction, then there will be a force of friction acting in the opposite direction. Okay, this force of friction is due to the contact between the book and the table. So basically the frictional force resists the motion of a body. Then the next one is normal reaction force. I told you, see here, a block is placed on the palm. So what will happen? The weight of the block will be acting in the downward direction. But will the block fall down? No, because the palm is exerting an equal and opposite force in the upward direction. So both of the forces balance and it stays there. So this force, that is the normal reaction force, is due to the contact between the palm and the block. Then tension force, see here, tension force is in the strings. See here, this is a rigid support and this is a string. A block is tied over here with the string. So weight of the block will be acting downwards, so it will be pulling the string, okay, but this stays stationary because a force is acting upwards in the string. This force is known as the tension. Okay, this force T is known as the tension, and it will be equal in magnitude to the weight of the body, but it will be acting in a direction opposite to it. So how do you find out that actually the tension exists? See, if you just cut the string from here, you might have observed this. If you just cut the string from here, instantaneously you will see that the string just pulls a little bit up and then it will come back to its original position. That is because of the tension in the string. Then next one is the force exerted by a spring. See here a number of diagrams they have made. First one is the spring in normal position. This spring is fixed at one end and this is the normal position of the spring. Now we are applying a force on the string to pull it. Force on the spring to pull it. Okay. So as soon as you leave, what you see, it comes back to its original position. That means when you were pulling it, there was a force known as the restoring force, because that force wants to restore the spring in its original position. Okay, that is why that force is known as restoring force. So this force must be acting, and that was equal and opposite to the force we were applying on it. So as soon as you leave it, the spring, as soon as you leave that end, it will come back to its original position. Similarly, when you push the spring, it will try to come back to its original position. That means the restoring force is acting in the direction opposite to the force. Then if you tie two blocks on both the ends of the spring, and if you stretch both the blocks, that means you are stretching the spring, and as soon as you leave, both the blocks will come back to their original position. That is because the spring is coming back to its original position. And similarly, if you compress the spring by bringing the blocks together, as soon as you leave, they will be coming back in this direction. See, so the restoring force is acting in this direction. Did you understand what is restoring force? The restoring force, as the name says, restore, means to bring something back to its original position. This is a force that is trying to bring the spring in its original position. Okay, you have seen spring, right? When you compress the spring, it tries to come back to its original position. When you stretch it, it will come back to its original position as soon as you leave, right? So that this happens because of the restoring force acting in it. Similarly, you've seen rubber bands also. When you stretch the rubber band, you feel some force like that is trying to bring it back, and as soon as you leave, it will come back to its original position. So the restoring force is again acting over there also. So basically, we talk about restoring force in case of springs. Okay, then the next one is the force exerted during collision. One more thing, see the restoring force or the force in the spring. Here we were changing the shape of the spring, right? So you can just take it like we were studying the effects of force, no? So in that case, you can just study it. So now see here, we are going to study the force exerted during collision. So these are the two objects, A and B. They are coming towards one another and they collide. As soon as they collide, what is happening? They will exert equal and opposite forces on each other. Okay, so they will just, as soon as they collide, they will move apart. You might have seen, just try to collide two balls together. As soon as they will collide, they will move apart. Okay, so you see here, you can see this is ball B, this is ball A. So ball B will be exerting a force on A. So the force on A will be called FAB. Force is on A, so FA. Because of what? Because of B, FAB. Here the force is on B, so FB, and because of A, so FBA we will write. But FAB and FBA both will be equal to each other.